Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Sold Sign Real Estate Unplugged. We are your host and favorite realtors, Naya
and Lauren.
And we're glad that you came back to join us for another episode. We have a really good one for you today, so let's get right into it.
All right, guys. So this story came from another real estate agent. Not going to say the location, but let's get right into it. Hi, I've been working as a realtor for the past 5 years. My journey into the real estate world has been mostly smooth, filled with wonderful clients and successful deals. However, one particular experience with another agent turned into a few that I'll never forget. Another agent and I worked in the same office, but we hadn't had much interaction until we both ended up with clients interested in the same property. The house was a beautiful, spacious 4-bedroom home in a prime neighborhood. My clients were a young couple with 2 kids looking to settle down. The other agent's client was a businessman looking for a new investment. I had scheduled a viewing for my clients on a Wednesday afternoon. When we arrived, I was surprised to find the other agent and their client already there. The viewing times had somehow overlapped. The other agent gave me a cold look, clearly annoyed, and made a snide comment about agents who couldn't manage their schedules. I brushed it off and proceeded with the viewing, trying to stay professional. After the viewing, both my clients and the other agent's client decided to make offers on the house. My clients made a strong offer, just slightly above the asking price, feeling confident that it was fair. The other agent's client, on the other hand, made a higher offer, but with several contingencies that made it less attractive to the seller. Determined to win, the other agent started playing dirty. They contacted the seller's agent and implied that my clients were not serious buyers and that their financing might fall through. They even went as far as to suggest that I was not experienced enough to handle the transaction properly. These underhanded tactics began to undermine my client's position. When I found out what the other agent was doing, I was furious. I confronted them in the office, demanding an explanation for the behavior. The other agent simply shrugged and said that in real estate, it's every agent for themselves. Their attitude was infuriating, but I knew I had to stay calm and professional. Despite the other agent's efforts, the seller's agent appreciated the straightforward and solid offer from my clients. They were also put off by the other agent's aggressive and deceitful tactics. In the end, the seller decided to accept my client's offers, much to the other agent's dismay. The other agent didn't take the loss well. They started spreading rumors about me in the office, saying that I had only won the deal through luck and not skill. The tension between us was palpable, making the workplace uncomfortable. Eventually, our broker had to step in. They called a meeting with both of us to address the issues. I presented my side calmly, explaining how the other agent's unethical behavior had caused unnecessary stress and conflict. The other agent, realizing they had crossed the line, apologized. The broker reprimanded them and emphasized the importance of professionalism and integrity in our work. Do you know how much I want to unpack from this?
This is a lot. I know. At every point, I was like thinking.
Hold up. Right. There's a few things and I'm like, wait a second. Do you want to start? Or you want me to?
I guess. Okay. So if we start from the top with, I guess, how it initially started with the conflict at the viewing of the home. So the one agent had scheduled for Wednesday afternoon. They showed up and the other agent was there. Now, I will say that on the showing time system that we use, you'll know if there's a chance that you'll know if that home is allowing for overlapping appointments, meaning that, yes, you can be there as an agent with your client and another agent can be there with their client because that seller or listing agent has allowed overlapping appointments. But most of the time, it sounds like for this home that it probably was not or should not have been allowed for overlapping properties, overlapping showings. I'll say most time that I see that it's allowed for overlapping is like with rental properties, something they're trying to, get as many people in and kind of do quickly. But generally for the seriousness and level of like actually purchasing and selling a home, I will say that I don't often see that they allow for overlapping.
Yeah, only like the times you said, and then if it's a vacant home and it's very like a very popular one, they'll probably do like a go and show, and then they will allow like overlapping because no one lives in the house, and you can like many people can come in as much as they want. They want, like Naya said, they want to get as many people in the house as possible. So that's another way I will see like overlapping. But you're
Yeah.
right. It doesn't seem like this was the case.
Right.
And the person who wrote in seems like they were surprised that the other agent was already there. So why was the other agent giving this agent dirty looks
Right.
if they weren't supposed to be there in the first place?
And it makes me think that like the other agent knew that they weren't on the schedule or whatever, but was just trying to squeeze themselves in there.
Yep.
Even if it meant you were there during somebody else's appointment, because they seem to be a little bit aggressive. So
Right.
they probably just, talked to their client and was like, okay, we could do this time, and didn't really, maybe saw that it was a go and show and was like, well, we're going to go and show.
Right.
And didn't really sign up in the system as they were probably supposed to.
And if
Were
they
supposed to.
Yeah, and if they did, they may have done it at a different time so
Yeah.
that they can get the combo information, or they can figure out if it's on like a Century lot. Because if it's on a Century, you don't really need, you need an appointment, just let somebody know you're going to be there. But if it's a go and show, you can kind of just use your phone, get into
Yeah.
the Century. But if it's a combo, you need to
need
go
the
ahead.
combo.
You need the combo
Right.
code. So they could have like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll schedule for, I don't know, 3:00, knowing that the other people have a 2:30, but it was probably blocked off in the system.
Yeah.
So instead of them just waiting till 3:00, they probably was like, oh, well, 2:30 is blocked off, but my investor,
Right. He
it,
needs to get in there.
so
we're
we
just going to go in
we
there.
just gonna go in, and that happens way more than
It
what
does.
you probably think it does. That is like a thing. A lot of times they're very respectful, or they
Yes.
will leave out if you do happen to show up. But if for some reason you don't show up, those people will, like, agents will be in there and they'll just go, like, they don't mind.
I've had situations where like we're coming and the other person is going, or we're going and another person is coming in with their client.
Yeah.
So it's like back to back like that. I'm trying to think, have I had any other? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just kind of like a coming and going.
Yeah, like nobody in there when you're,
Yeah.
or you may have to wait a little
Or
bit.
no, there's been times where I've had to wait and it starts feeding into our appointment time. And there has been a time where like, they're like, oh, we're wrapping up. Can we have a few minutes? Absolutely. But then it got to like, okay, you're getting into our time a little too much, and we still have a list of other homes to see that I don't want to be late for.
Yep.
So I do remember one time I had to like kindly go back in and check like, hey, you guys finished? We really need to get into,
especially if it's your time.
yeah, and it was our time,
Oh,
and they
yeah,
were
it was time
just
for them
still
to
there
go.
like chatting and stuff like that. No disrespect, but we're
go.
scheduled for this time and we want to stay on our schedule as well for
Yeah.
the other properties that we have to see. So, and like the chatting you're doing, you could do it outside.
Right.
your
And if
time
y'all
is
were
up.
late, that's not our problem.
Right.
If y'all were late,
And we were on
that's
time
not
for
right. And
ours,
that's
so-
not our, and that can happen, because they may be late coming from another property.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, we only had 10 minutes. Again, you should probably schedule another appointment.
Yeah.
Maybe for right after ours, but so you
And
can stay
sometimes
and get
it'd
in.
be like a home is so popular that you are like, there's like maybe 10 minutes
Maybe.
to try to squeeze in, and those always like, whew. I'd be
gotta
like,
get
we
it.
have to get here in this 10 minutes and have to do the quickest
showing. We just gotta see it.
Oh my gosh.
Because a lot of times you just have to see it. You may know, like, you love it, like your clients. You may know, like, okay,
But
I
you
love
still
it.
got to get in
You
there.
got you got to smell it. You got to
Yeah.
see it. Them smells, y'all. You got to smell it. You got to
Oh,
see
yeah.
it just to get in. So 10 minutes sometimes be enough. It'd be enough time.
But all that to say that, you should be respecting other realtors' scheduled appointments and times, just as you want somebody to respect your appointment time for the showing, do that as well.
Yeah.
And that's, the professional way.
Yeah, and don't be making like little smart remarks. Like, we don't need that negative energy, okay? We are all trying to get our clients into a house. So you just, having little negative remarks when you passed by another agent just because they may have been in your slot, or they have now showed up to their spot and now are kicking you out of the house because you're taking over. Like, we don't need the negative energy. Everyone be nice. Give them nice saying. Give them some grace. Okay, give them some time. So I would definitely say, like, don't be spreading rumors about other agents. Our broker always says this, and I love it. And it's, what is it? Collab over competition.
Yeah.
We're not trying to compete with a bunch of people. We would rather collab with y'all. So
Absolutely.
don't be putting, don't be talking about other people. It's not It's more than enough houses out here for everybody.
That's such a good point too, because like these two agents, the one that was being snarky and stuff, the other agent could be like listing a home that
That
another
part.
client in the future wants to buy, and
Y'all in
now
the
they
same
don't want to work
office.
with you
Right.
for
Y'all in the
that
same
transaction
office.
in the same office at that.
Like what? It's not even like y'all with two different
Right.
brokerages. Like y'all are in the same office. So y'all definitely should be collabing together.
Yeah.
Do you have something coming up? Do you have something?
Right.
But no, some people you don't see it that. Some people don't see it that way. They just think they're taking, or you're stealing money. But y'all not working with the same clients. Yes, you may want the same house. That's going to happen. Going to
Yeah.
happen. It just happens. But definitely work together. See what y'all can do to collab on some stuff.
Absolutely. So the other agent contacting the seller's agent, that's to talk about the other offers financing.
That's wild.
I've never heard
I
something
didn't even know
that crazy.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
How
And
did
you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
That's like so unprofessional.
I wonder how
can't.
this agent knew that the other agent submitted an offer.
Right.
I mean, y'all in the same office, so maybe it. I don't know. I don't know how you
wouldn't
would
just
know.
No.
So
That's
unless
crazy.
they told, unless somebody said something, or somebody in the office told them, or you working with the same maybe transaction manager or something. But I don't know how they would know.
Yeah, that's info they shouldn't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I like that the agent who actually did win the offer at some point did go to the broker to kind of just, to get support in communicating and resolving the issue with the other agent, so that you could have kind of a third party mediation, because they were acting very unethical, like calling the listing agent, talking about
Yeah.
your client's financing.
That's crazy.
Just all the comments and things, not professional, not
At all.
ethical. So I think it was great that agent went to seek support from the broker at that point, because it definitely got to that point.
Yeah, and that could happen again, and at least you now have it on record. The broker knows what's up. Like, oh, okay, this is how you play. This is how you do business. Now we know. And, if it does happen again, it may happen with another agent. At least the broker is
Right.
aware. So that's good that she, not necessarily reported it, but she did, like Naya said, brought in a third party so that everyone is aware. Can I talk about reputation really quick?
Oh, yes. Ooh.
This is like reputation when it comes to like sales, something like this, being a real estate agent. Most of our business comes from referrals or other clients or other agents. So your reputation, your trust, like, is huge. And if you have a reputation of being just negative, doing sneaky stuff, not being a good person in general, when you are out here writing offers and you're submitting them to another agent, because another agent is going to receive it because they're representing the seller. When you are presenting that and they see your name and who the agent is, they're going to be
Right.
like, oh, I don't want to work with this person. They will not choose your offer. And not only they will not choose the agent, the listing agent, but they're going to tell their seller, hey, listen, this offer may be okay, but this agent is absolutely horrible and they will make this transaction a disaster. And it's not something that I think you want to deal with, because you really want a smooth transaction. But this offer here, it's not the best. It's not as high as this offer, but maybe we can talk to them and maybe we can get them up. But I do think working with this agent may be, a little better. So your reputation out here is a lot when it comes to other agents. And I don't think some agents realize that. I think they're just like, no, like, I'm out here, I'm on my own. Actually,
Yeah,
they even said
that.
it.
Every agent for themselves.
That's
Is that
not
what they
true.
said? That's not true.
That's not true. Don't believe that. Every agent is not for themselves. There's so much help out here. A lot of agents are really like want to help you and want to see you do well. But for you to go out and do sneaky stuff like this, other agents may not work with you, and your reputation is huge.
Yes.
In this business.
Absolutely. I think outside of working with clients who obviously give great feedback and refer us and stuff, it's great to be working with the agent and they're like, oh my gosh, I enjoyed working with you so much on this transaction.
Yes.
Like, they're excited to see you get again somewhere, or whatever. Like, that is just as much as an important piece of your business and compliment when the agent on the other side really enjoys working with you and finds you and your team to be dependable and communicative, all of those things.
Yeah, they're gonna remember that.
They're gonna remember
every
that.
time,
And if they see your name again, they're likely to make sure that your offer is for sure in the lineup to their clients.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah.
Your reputation, this person, I'll be like, I'm never working with
Right,
them ever. No, thank you.
Burning
And that
bridges.
and it even says it because the seller decided not to even take their offer because of the certain things that they were doing.
Right. So it bit them in the butt.
Immediately. That's instant karma, okay? Instant. So yeah, those are like
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's about it. You just want to be respectful, be professional. Like those aren't hard asks or things to do. If you don't lead with like a mind of collaboration, then you might have some self work to like check yourself on, because you won't get very far that way. So yeah, be professional, collab over competition. And I think you will go far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Well, like very well put. All right, guys. Well, that was another episode. Thank you guys again for joining us. Please don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, comment, share. You can find us on YouTube, and you can find us on all podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, wherever you want to listen to. We also have a website that will house both our visuals and our audio, and you'll get that information on the next screen. So thank you guys again, and we'll see you next week.